Right, so we are live. So welcome everyone. My name is Mr. T. Welcome back to Convos, our podcast over here at TimTalks, and welcome back to another episode. And we're live over here at NYC with my friend over here, my friend Dominic. If you guys, I just want to give you a brief introduction of who he is. So he was an old colleague of mine. We go way back in elementary, and then now noticing that he was over here in NYC, I just so happens to see him and reach out to him, and he happens to be over here for our podcast. So say give your greetings, my friend.
How's it going, everybody? Dominic here. I'm born and raised in the island of Saipan. I've been traveling quite a bit, but as of right now, I'm settled here in New York City, Brooklyn area, same as my friend Timothy. I go to St. Joseph University, which is a private college in Brooklyn, New York, and I happen to also be on the baseball team.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so why I also wanted to invite my friend over here is not only did I also want to catch up with him personally, but also he's also our focus, for today on this person who left this comment. And like I said, guys, thank you guys so much for leaving your comments over here. It's really much appreciated. I'm always gonna keep saying that every single podcast because you guys are really killing it with all of that. And that's awesome. And just to have your opinions out there, and like I said, I'm going to try my best to get help, whether it be from myself but also from other colleagues of mine, other professionals, other friends, who can better who are better equipped to answer your questions. All right, so I got this comment over here asking about sports, and this one's a little bit different just because I know most of the comments have been revolving around college, but like I said, you guys mostly who are reaching out to me are part of the new gen, and you guys are just getting a jump start on life, and wanting to get a head start, but also just to do some things that you love, right? So let me go ahead and read this comment, also for Dominic, but also for you guys out there on what this person said. So this person said here this, sorry, Mr. T, but I don't know if this counts as like a mental health issue, quote unquote. But I wanted to ask you, about sports. So the thing is, I love playing volleyball. He put that in caps. It's something I want to do throughout my life, but then college is coming up real soon, and I'm afraid I just don't have the time to play. That's the thing. How do I continue to play, while focusing on my studies? And so that's the question that this person left. And again, that got personal. And whoever it is, again, thank you so much for sending that over, because now I actually have a close friend of mine and someone who's well equipped to answer that question. So hey, you want me to call you Dominic or the name that I called you before, DJ? Which one do you want to
Yeah,
go with? It's all good.
doesn't matter to you, but I mean, I have really no preference to it, so
All
you
right.
can pick whatever you please.
All right. So DJ, I just wanted to ask you, how did you get into sports? Yeah.
How did I get into sports? So back when I was living in Saipan, um, in the beginning, my father he introduced me into racing, motocross racing,
Nice.
and I started off with there. I was riding ATVs, dirt bikes, in Saipan. We'd go up the island to a place called Marpi, which is like the far north of the island, and there's like a little dirt track there, and other people who are interested in the sports gather around there and compete. And for a while, it was like a good, interesting hobby of mine until one day when I was like about 8, 9 years old, the sport just happened to stop. I didn't understand what was going on, but I mean, if it stopped, it stopped.
Yeah.
And then about like a year or two later, my dad walks into my room and he's just like, "Hey, your uncle and I, my dad's brother, is starting a baseball team. Get ready, and you're gonna go practice with us." And I'm like, "Okay." And so like I got ready. I didn't really know what to expect. He gave me a couple of like clothes to wear, put those on. Then I followed him. And we traveled down south to the island to this place called Coblerville. It's like around the south area of Saipan, and yeah, baseball team was there. I met a bunch of like people, different kids from different schools, and I was just there to play baseball. And in the beginning, I didn't really like catch on to like baseball. I didn't like it. I thought it was like a waste of time and whatnot. But I saw it as a good activity to like just get closer to my dad, and it also just like helps do something because my dad also tries to keep me like physically active. He doesn't want me to be sitting home playing video games, becoming fat and obese because that's another problem that I that's happening in Saipan is that too many people are like overweight from food and junk foods and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
everyone loves to eat back there.
That's true. Honestly.
But yeah, I was just playing baseball for. That's when I first started playing baseball, and then since then I've been playing for about at the tip of my head, I want to say 13, 14 years now.
Dang. Wow. It's like I said, this person, this friend of mine, he is literally well equipped because he knows a thing or two about sports, and I really do feel that. Guys, I want to get a little bit more personal with me. Contrasting from my friend, myself was more focused, like on my academics. I'm like I wasn't really out there. I was more of like the quiet type, clandestine, and sometimes just straying away from everything. I wanted to do my own thing. And always every time when I was young, I always looked at toward different teams, whether it be like baseball, softball, volleyball, and I looked at them and I said, that looks kind of fun. The thing is, like, when I was young, I always had that interest in sports. I just never really had the time or the resources to be able to engage with that. So whoever sent this comment over here, that was really personal because I really do feel, even though I never actually got to play any form of sport, we need that. We need sports. Honestly, I feel that people, if they can play it and if they can encourage other people to do so, it really does help a lot. Not only just physically but also mentally. It's a good stress reliever. And you get to play with your colleagues, but not only that, you get to experience other people, you get to socialize, and all that stuff. And my friend DJ over here, like I said, he really got into that, and then I noticed more and more so he got into those teams, and there were many games. And then, like I said, even though I was there doing other things, I've been watching. I got to see them grow and mature and thrive, and that was awesome just to be able to see that. And like I said, I'm the jealous type, I'm never the envious type. But anyone out there who ever thinks about playing a sport, I think we can both say that it's gonna be a fun time. You're gonna learn a lot from sports. You're gonna learn a lot from the people who you will come to love and care about, right? So yes. So what do you think? If I may ask you, my friend, what do you think made you really interested into sports? Not just like how you got into it, but what really like made you really want to do them?
What? Okay, so what really made me want to do it was just like the atmosphere I was like surrounded with.
Mm.
My friends growing up were pretty much like all locals. Like in Saipan, it's pretty diverse,
Uh-huh.
and from how I see it, a lot of I'm a Filipino as well, so fellow Filipinos, they're more into basketball. Uh, some Asians, Koreans, Japanese, some Americans too that happen to be on the island. They're leaning more towards soccer,
Mm-hmm.
and the locals, the indigenous Chamorro Carolinians, Chuukese, Palauans. Those were like pretty much my group,
Ah,
uh,
gotcha.
and everyone, all of those people fell under baseball. And again, yeah, when I played for my dad's team a while ago, majority of the team was pretty much all locals, like Chamorros, Carolinians, Palaus, Chuukese, and stuff
Mm,
like that.
nice.
And at first, like baseball was just like something like extremely foreign to me. I'm like I'm trying to understand like what's going on, like who's this, who's that. When they, as far as like they say like they want to be like a certain player, and I never really caught on until I started like getting closer with my dad about it, and he's telling me, oh yeah, like these are like certain players, and then he started showing me videos of like the professionals in the states and who they are, how they play, and what impact they have towards the game.
Mm.
And it pretty much related. It hit me in a sense where I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. If those guys can do that, what's stopping me from
Yeah.
doing that? I'd see like the pros do like crazy trick plays, unbelievable athleticism, and
Mm.
I aspired to be that because not only my interest was towards baseball, although I haven't played in like a legit basketball or soccer game and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In elementary, I can remember or I can recall that during PE we'd be introduced to like different kinds of sports. There's gonna be like some days we play dodgeball, other days we play capture the flag. And I always thought myself to be like pretty athletic for being a small, scrawny, skinny kid. But
I think we're all that
but
at
yeah,
that point.
we were honestly.
Yeah, I think like honestly, when I really think back, I saw some photos of mine, and then looking back, I saw everyone else there. I can recognize the face. Our face. You know what I love is that our batch was really like, our face really stuck with us every step of the way, and we just had this like youthful vigor and all that stuff. But I love how you always mention how every time you ever play a sport, you foster that relationship, with your family, especially, with your father. And, that's really heartwarming, because, I feel that as well with my father and also my mother, my parents, hold them close to heart. And, I know some of you guys out there in the world, I know with your parents, like I said, always have that little bit of respect, regardless of your relationship with them, because honestly, it's hard to get you into the world. There was a lot of things I don't want to disclose, it's going to get too overt, but there's a lot of things to get you over here, so just have that little bit of respect. And what I love especially is that how you got closer as well to, not only just your heritage and your family, but also just that feel for the sport, that love for the sport. That was really cool, and I felt that as you were saying that. And I'm glad up to now, you're still enjoying it, being into it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I love every bit of it. Uh, some days I have great days where I just tell myself, I love this sport, I love what I'm doing. Some days, or we all have athletes, even the pro athletes have bad days, and then some days there's just like, oh, I hate this, I want to quit. Like, so it's a real like constant battle. But other than that, like, I mean, I'm enjoying it as of right now, good or bad, because at one point of my life, I'm gonna reflect back and say, wow, like I used to do this, and now I
Right.
can't because I'm just like not physically able to
Right.
in whatever aspects that
That's
I may be in the future.
that is true, right? Because guys, with age, age comes wisdom, but age comes, a lot of other things, but just know that to make the memories, to make the most of it, with doing other things, engaging with other people, playing sports, and all those wonderful things. Yeah, make the most of it while we're young, because honestly, as we're getting older, like I'm looking at my friend, I haven't seen him in how many years, and I can tell we both aged beautifully. Like, this guy's guapo, this guy's awesome, and just being able to see him out there in the world and out there, because honestly, thinking back, like, we were island people, and we were there out there in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, watching as the world goes on around us, and then now we're in the middle of it all, right, representing a place that many people may think that they don't know, but then they'll come to know, that's what's awesome. um
try it out and see for yourself if you like it or you don't like it.
That's true. Honestly, wise words, man. Wise words. Hey, I know that you wanted to take a breather and all that, but I just wanted to ask you, with regards to sports, right? We all know people have different reasons for playing, right? Some really got
Yeah.
interested in it, and some people wanted to get just some relief from stress and all that stuff. But usually the case where a person plays it consistently, the thing that I notice as well, it not only just becomes an interest or a hobby, but it's more of like I want to do this because I'm feeling or something like that. How do you think sports, being a part of that, being with your colleagues, your team, and all that, how do you think it has helped you, become the person that you are and handle the stress of life?
Uh, it helps. Okay, so yeah, that's a really good question. And how sports pretty much and like the interactions I've had with other people while doing the sports affected me uh, drastically because uh, when people are into sports, not only are they just there doing it just to because they want to and they want to try new things. There's always going to be that competitive side, and there's always going to be someone better than you. And obviously, at least for me, when I see someone who's better than me, I get a little frustrated because I respect how much they're better than me, but that gives me the drive that I want to be better than them. Like it gives me the drive to work harder, practice more, and really like think like how am I gonna approach it, do those things. And sports is a big thing because growing up, I made a couple friends here and there. I was pretty much shy as well. Like I talked to like a certain few people. I wasn't the one to always raise my hand and like give the answer if I do know the answer to my teacher, or I'm not even. At one point, I wasn't even the one who would like take initiative and be the leader. Those things like later pretty much like grew on to me like because of sports. At one point, unknowingly, I was just starting to become like the better player in the team, and people just like looked up to me, and basically I got put into the leadership role without even knowing. And I was just like helping people out, like see what their flaws were and like how to affect it. And it pretty much helped me because like, I got out of my comfort zone, because normally like no one would ever walk up to me and like have a conversation with me, or I would even go to someone and start a conversation with them. That really like helps me figure out like how do I want to approach things and how do I want to approach other people. And so yeah, sorry, I got a little sidetracked, I think.
No, it's all good.
What was the what was the question?
No, it's all good, man. So basically,
I feel like I'm answering it, but at the same time I'm also like drifting away.
No, I think you actually got it down because honestly, here's the thing, guys. When I started doing convos, like I said before, I was actually blogging, and then on TimTalks, and then this podcast was made in condition to that. And then so when I was typing, sometimes I also get a little bit sidetracked, get lost in my own memories, in my own thoughts, and all those things. But I know that I still remember just a little bit about what I was talking about, and it shows there. But then over time, you get used to it, right? And yeah, so the question was over here, like how did sports help you, cope with the stress and all that, and how did it help you become a better person? And then what I love as well is that you grew to be more of a participant rather than just tuning in, listening in, and you learn to become more focused. You did learn, and I can see that as well, to take the initiative, because I do remember before how, when it comes down to just being in elementary and raising hands and all that stuff. Honestly, for me, I'm gonna speak personally, where I didn't always want to do that, but I felt like I was always forced to, on the count that other people were expecting that of me. But I was just hoping, for other people to just jump in on that. But what I love is that how you mentioned that you grew to want to do that instead. You grew to be the leader, right? Eventually, other people can count on and all that stuff. And I can see that as well. And would you say that it's also sports are good stress relievers, you feel?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because some days I can have a bad day, like just in general, like not related to like sports or academics. Like I could just be like, I have a car and there's one day like I had a flat tire and like that ruined my day because I was just like, damn, I was like on my way to go to the beach and like just like chill out for a bit before baseball and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to like set aside a couple things, get what I had to do, like stress out, spend a couple of money. But once I got all of that out of the way, and I went to go play baseball, I completely like forgot about the whole thing. Like even after the game, I just got in my car and I drove off, and I was just like, wait, didn't I have a flat tire today? And like I just completely like forgot about it. And
Right.
so like, yeah, sports at least to me really like clears my mind and like gets me like almost treating it like it's a new day.
Exactly. Right. Because on one day you could feel like you're pissed off, and then another day it's like, wait, did that actually happen? It's just like I love about the mind is that it's so quick to get rid of the things that really didn't matter, right? That was like a
Mm-hmm.
one-time thing, and even if it's something as serious like a flat tire, right? Our mind's just like, okay, we're done, we're over with, get over yourself. We got to go do other things, right? And that's really relatable, and I feel for that. Imagine a flat tire, and where did that happen? Like, is it like a highway or?
Yeah. So during that time, I was in the state of California,
Oh, okay,
and yeah, I actually live. I still currently live there. If I'm not here in New York,
gotcha.
so pretty much, I'm here in New York during the school season. During the school season, yeah, and during like summer, winter breaks, and whatnot, I'm gonna be in California,
Gotcha, gotcha.
just living in my family's home there.
Ah,
I have my car. I have almost all my belongings pretty much there.
dang. Okay.
And yeah, it happened like on the highway. Like I was just on my way to the beach, just like clear my mind because like that's another thing I miss from Saipan. Because like being out here, the beaches is no comparison to what we have back home.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Saipan, there's and for those of you who are unaware of Saipan, it's a tropical island, small island out in the Pacific Ocean, and at least yeah, from what I remember, we have like some white, light yellow sand. It's clear water. You can see your feet and whatnot. Every time I'm here in the States, either in New York or California, or heck, even in lakes, it's like a rare instance where I can actually like see my feet. It's kind of scary at times, but yeah, stuff like that just like makes me miss Saipan a bit more. And every opportunity I have to make me remember like the times I had there, I would obviously do it.
That's true, right? We grew up, and we go, like I said, we go way back and remembering all of that stuff, right? Honestly, reminding us of Saipan. But hey, anyway, back to this comment over here, guys. Like I mentioned with sports, honestly, we can agree that it's such a good stress reliever. Because there are many stressful things in life. We have things we gotta get through, memories and all that stuff. But we push through and we move on, and then here we are, right? And then so you know, if I want to ask you, let's get down to this question. This person
All
asked,
right.
um, if he should continue playing or focus on with his studies, he or she. What do you feel is like the best bit of advice for someone who wants to do a bit of both? What do you think? Because considering that, if you guys aren't aware, my friend DJ over here, he's playing over for the Bears at St. Joseph's University. He'd be there representing, not only his college but also his team, and that's something where I literally saw him. I literally saw him in his awesome uniform, chilling and being with the team and rooting, and I'm rooting for the team as well because, like I said, New York, and that was awesome. So, what do you think should be the best bit of advice for someone who wants to do a bit of both, sports and college?
Okay, so yeah, for the person who said that question, wanting to balance out sports and college or just strictly college, It really just depends too, because like you got everyone's life is different. Everyone's schedules are different. So only you can decide like whether do you have the time to balance out both. Can you do both at the same time? And like since are you also looking in a sense where the sports activity is like outside of college, like as a rec league or a pickup activity, or are you looking to be an athlete for school itself? Those are two different aspects, but I mean, to get straight down to it, whichever the cause may be, first, you just look at yourself and like see like how you are, like are you doing well in academics, and if you are, how much time does it take for you to like make sure you're going into college with the right intentions, with the right attitude, and to get the good grades and get endless opportunities because of those good grades. And if you want to like push for sports, I'd 100% say you should do it, because sports, at least for me, I grew up with sports, and like I never saw myself just going to school, and like to me, I'd say like that's kind of boring. Although like it's for the best future that could possibly shape me towards my outcome. I personally love being a part of the baseball team for my university. It just helps me stay busy. I hate free time. That's one thing. That's one thing. Like I do not. I hate, as much as we can all relate. Like we love staying in bed a little bit more. We love taking naps. We love doing all that stuff. It feels great when I actually do those things, but deep down I hate it, because while I'm sleeping, I always have the mindset, someone else is out there practicing and becoming better than me.
Gotcha.
It just helps me, stay busy, because if you can manage your time wisely, that will also play into into a successful career in the future. And so yeah, for you to tackle on sports and college at the same time, I say you should do it because it's all about life experience. Give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, I mean, hey, at least you tried it. If it does work out, then and you love what you're doing, and you can find the right balance for academics, mental health, and activities, then by all means, do it.
That is true.
Yeah, because you just never know what life will take you. Where life would take you, and depending how good and successful you are in sports, it could open the door to endless possibilities. Depending, again, like if you're not doing a college volleyball and you're doing like outside recreational volleyball, you just never know who's watching. One day someone could just walk in and say, hey, I like the way you play. How's a $50,000 scholarship to so-and-so university in a different state or down the street? Because for me at least, that's the only reason why I'm here in New York. As much as I love traveling, and like I always told myself like I would go to New York and like visit it and stuff like that. I never thought I'd see myself living here, and that's all because of baseball. I got the opportunity to play for the team, got the opportunity for a cheaper and affordable college, and yeah, I'm not complaining. So you just never know what may happen. So again, I always like to try new things, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then at least you tried. So I really say, yeah, if you can find the right balance again, then by all means, try it out and see what happens.
Nice. And honestly, this really stuck out of me the most is that I never knew, for example, that you would be the person who wants to keep busy. And I just remember how it was during the pandemic. I can imagine those 2-3 years of being there, right? We all been through that, like the whole world. And that must have been like the worst possible time for any one of us, right? And then once we got the vaccines and all those measures, right? And then we got to be out there again. How did that feel for you once that you saw that you had the vaccine and then things started, reopening again. How did that feel for you?
Um, to me, it felt great for one, like not wearing the masks again. I hate wearing the masks.
Yeah.
Uh, but for the most part, to me at least, like, of course, the pandemic had an impact on myself. However, I managed to keep myself busy during the pandemic, and so once everything was like up and running again, to me at least, it just felt like another day, because in the pandemic, in all honesty, like in the beginning, when all that stuff happened, we were put in lockdown. I was up all night from I was pretty much like nocturnal in a sense where I'd sleep through the day, be active at night. In the beginning only to play video games with my teammates and my friends, because again, in the beginning, like, there was like no choice. Like, it was like, okay, we get to stay in for a bit, we get to like self-relax and all that stuff, and just have a good quality time, at least with me and my boys, because at the time we played video games like heavily. But then after a while, we got tired of it, because it's just like it's the same old, and then we're just like, well, what if everything opens up again tomorrow? We gotta be ready to get back into the baseball grind, get back into keeping our bodies in physical shape. And so that's what we did, even though there was rules and restrictions saying everyone should stay at home during the pandemic. I trusted my friends, they trusted me, and we all like stayed home and self-quarantine, and we all felt like, we should be okay to like just have like small gatherings under the radar, and like just hop on the grind, because we all dedicate ourselves to sports, and every single one of my friends, we're all doing great. They're all in 4-year schools. They're all in the baseball teams, and they're all thriving and being successful as we speak. And we kept ourselves busy so much, to the point where, believe it or not, around June 2020, still in lockdown, Texas opened up, and we all got invited to go there and play baseball during the pandemic, and it was quite a shocker. My family was a bit like skeptic about it, but then at the same time, I'm like, it's for my future, and I mean, I know myself, and I know that they're not just gonna invite like any random people. Like, they're smart about it, so took this chance. And when I went to Texas, it was crazy, because California, everyone has masks regardless of where you go. Once I arrived at Texas, no one was wearing COVID masks. Everyone was just like walking around like it was a normal day. And to me, I liked it, because I'm like, yes, there's no real effect to anyone at the time, at least like the people that I knew. And when I was at Texas, all I did was like ball out with my friends, play baseball for 2 months, June to July. And once we finished, it helped once schools and baseball re-entering people's lives, re-entering the public's lives. It helped for us, because while like the majority was still at home, like resting and like taking a vacation, I guess, for baseball, me and my homies, we were all just like ready to like go again, and it really helped in the process.
And I think go for it.
And I was just saying, and now, like, every time I look back at it, like, I'm pretty much thankful for like staying healthy, for myself staying healthy, and managing to be able to play again right away, and just be ready for it, because in everyone's lifetime, I feel we'll go through a crazy life-changing event. And it will suck at the moment, but eventually, like, it'll all go back to normal. Like, there's no real apocalypse until it actually happens. But
that is true. And I really feel, when it all went down and it all started and all that stuff, right? Just to note that people are still, um, cautiously optimistic, just being very careful and all that stuff. But that life's gonna keep going, and I think also, like you said before, how sports gave you that initiative, that life's gonna keep going as long as you stay focused and stay safe. You keep pushing, persist, you're able to get through any challenge, right? Is that right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Nice. And what I love as well is, yeah, for anyone out there in the world who wants to do sports and wants to do college at the same time, just always be sure to evaluate where you how what you wanted to do in the first place, right? Goal there is, if you're gonna enroll in college, and then just have your schedule set, have all of those things ready, know your professors, know your assignments, know what materials you need, and then from there, once you get all that settled, and then you found like a balance between your work and your personal life, just go out there and see what opportunities are there. Join a team, go and hang out with friends and all those things, right? Especially now with everything opening up, and people are now being well aware of what they can and, what they're supposed to do, what they can do, and how to stay safe. People are now well aware of that, and now take this chance. Life is short. Enjoy it. Have fun with your friends, be with the people who love and care about you, and keep going with life, to the very end. And then you can say to yourself, I did that. At least for our end, we can, both of us and everyone else out there who's tuning in, we can say we pushed through the pandemic. Like, literally, if you really think about it, you push through something that happens like, every like century to test us, sometimes. And here we are. And honestly, really take advantage of that now. And if I can just say on my end, I totally agree with you, my friend, that people should really get every opportunity out there to experiment, to try out everything, try out what they feel that they love. And like I said, for this person who wants to do sports, go for it. Just be smart about it. You know, smart of it most of all, right? Hey,
Yeah.
is there anything else that you wanna jump in on, or anything else before we end this off?
Um, I just want to say, like, for to everyone tuning in, doesn't have to be like a whole sports aspect to if you can imagine, but uh, yeah, uh, nothing in life is easy. There's gonna be like hard times, and as far as like for me too, like I try to be positive and jolly, joyful, and whatnot all the time. But there's gonna be some days where life is really just like getting ahead of ourselves, and you just gotta find like a good way to react to it and like bounce back and persevere. Because yeah, if everything was easy, then I mean everyone will get what they want, and the people who worked for what they have now will pretty much they'll all be in vain in a sense.
That's true.
And yeah, like every opportunity that you can, I just say like if you can reach for it and grab it, do it. But always like have like the humble side to themselves, and like understand that opportunities, like be grateful for every opportunity you're given, because there's other people out there who would like want to be in that situation and obtain it. Because yeah, at least like for sports wise, I can proudly say out of the entire Saipan population of last I've checked was like what 40,000 people. 40,000 people. I can honestly say that as of right now, there's possibly less than 5 people here in the States, and they're pursuing sports, and it's pretty shocking, and like doesn't have to be like directly focused on people in Saipan, but also just like people out there in general. If you see yourself and you're really dedicated to something, give it your all, and you just never know what opportunities will lead and take you.
That's true. That's true. Your passion, your love, and we always emphasize this over here at Convos, guys. What you love, what you want to do. There ain't anyone gonna stop you, and there will always be life events that will happen throughout our own lives that will challenge us. But if we made it through this, we can push forward. We can do anything there, right? Every opportunity, every chance, every goal that you have in mind, go for it. And not only just like you said in sports, but also anything that you want to do in life. Literally, um, you have a pitch, right? And just catch it. Honestly, you want to pitch something, catch it, and roll with it. Honestly, I feel that that's what needs to be said most of all, right? But
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
right? So,
Because yeah, like nothing's gonna be like handed to you. If you're really dedicated, you just gotta like work for it and try and make a name for yourself, because that's life.
exactly.
There's always gonna be competition, regardless in sports, finding a career. There's always gonna be competition, so always be aware of that, and know how to set yourself to be above the normal, above the well, what's that word?
It's all good.
Above average. Yeah, never settle to be average. Never try to be with the crowd. Try to be like the outlier.
Yeah. Always be sure, guys, be humble, be grateful for every opportunity. Always remember you always started from somewhere, and because of that, you got to be where you are now, right? And we can say that as this pandemic is going to draw, the emergency will be declared ending in May. So, guys, we pushed through, we made it, honestly. And I can say thankful for that, right? Our life is what we have, right? Cherish it every moment. And, wanted to succeed. If you want to succeed in life, there's always every chance, honestly, from small beginnings to better opportunities, right? That's what we deal with over here, right? So, hey, my friend, thank you so much as well for coming on to this episode. I hope we reached out to this person, and that we hope that our advice over here was able to help you and so many others out there who want to just do something alongside their college life, balance academics with other things. That's what I also feel. I was also an academic, but then got to do other things as well. And I learned that just as recently as everyone else out there, even during the pandemic and even a little bit before. Life's short, enjoy it, love it, and roll with it. Honestly. But again, thank you so much for coming on. This is really awesome.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah. I appreciate catching up with you again. Appreciate you having me on your podcast. I hope it grows, both you and the podcast grows to be a bigger name, and get more audience, and like really just spread what you love doing.
Yeah, honestly, guys, when I contacted him for this to answer this question, I bet he was kind of surprised, thinking, "Wait, this is Tim. What's he doing?" And then he probably saw I was blogging, podcasting. I'm like, this doesn't sound like me, because honestly, we were different. We were really different. And then now here we are, just having fun with life. But honestly, it was an honor. And you be there representing St. Joseph. You be there representing your team, the Bears. And congratulations on your win. They actually won a game yesterday, and that was awesome. And I believe it was a sure win. Honestly, all their training, all their effort paid off, and that was really cool to be able to see that. But hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, please go ahead and leave your comments down in the comment section below, or please feel free to DM me if anything. If you guys have any other things you want to discuss over here, I'll bring more guests over, some recurring, some new, and let's hope for the best and hope that they can give some advice, and hope that you guys can learn from them as much as they'll learn a lot from you guys, right? So hey, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You wanna give your goodbyes, my friend?
Thank you all for listening to my episode in Timothy's podcast. appreciate everyone here listening to what I had to what I had to say and a couple questions I had to answer.
Mm-hmm.
I wish for all of you to be safe and continue what you love doing because you don't know what will happen next when you keep doing what you love to do.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And guys, feel free if you guys have any other questions, feel free to DM me. I'll also have his social links there. If you guys have any other questions, I'll be sure to check who it is that's sending those. If anything, like I said, this guy's up and coming in the world and he's getting there, growing strong, and I know he's doing the things that he loves, right? So again, please like, share, sub, much love. I will see you all at the next episode. This is Mr. T and this is DJ over here signing off. Much love, and I'll see you guys next time. All right? Peace.